Good day, YouTube, and welcome to, once again, Bishop's Blast. I'm your host. I go by the name of Dr. Mibe, where we dive into what I consider, just me, a sanitized version of a YouTube channel where we talk about all things firearms related. Now, I'm not a subject matter expert, not a SME, by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just an old retired Navy guy who loves God and has quite the affinity for all things that go at this point in time. You know what I'm about to ask. For those that have already done it, hit that subscribe button. And for those, all of you who already rocking with me like that, I salute you and I thank you for chronicling this 2A journey with me. I believe that we're being able to have a blast together. And since I'm asking for those favors again, once again, get ahead. Hit that like button. Share this with a friend as we continue to try to get this information out as far and wide as we could possibly take it. So I once again want to thank you for tuning in to Bishop's Blast. You're into another edition, so come on, let's get it in. Today, we're going into something a little bit different. I know I always want to pull something out. I want to grab something new. May touch something anyway, but I want to be able to be sometimes a little bit more informative. And the one thing that I realized, I've been helping out here in the state of Maryland, people get connected with people who can help them get their HQL, the handgun qualification license, so they'll be able to purchase a firearm. And then also getting their wear and carry, their concealed carry permit, so that they will be able to exercise their 2A rights and carry a firearm for their defense. I've been doing that as much as I possibly can, getting people educated, trying to steer them in the right direction to get some training. Come on, I say it. Come on, let's say it again. Let's say it together. Practice, practice, practice. I do believe if this is something that you're going to do, you need to practice for proficiency so that in case you ever have to truly utilize it, you'll be that much more prepared to do so. But today, still on the vein of trying to be a little bit more informative, I wanted to talk to you about flying with a firearm. Flying with a firearm. I'm somebody who does a lot of travel, whether it be for business, whether it be for ministry, whether it be for leisure. I happen to be someone who does a lot of flying. And because of that, I don't like to be caught out there without one. The crazy part about it is, before you were carrying a firearm, you was like, yeah, it didn't really matter. I carry so often now that I'll forget my cell phone at home before I forget to keep a firearm on me. So sometimes when I go, once again, and I travel to another state, I find myself feeling empty, feel like I'm missing something when I don't necessarily have my firearm on me. Yes, for all of you haters out there, I still got my hands and they still work. But I do like the opposite. I do like the feeling that I feel when I know that I have that much more of a layer of protection when it comes down to protecting me and the ones that are with me, my loved ones. So in this case, I want to talk about flying with a firearm. I've done this and I want to be able to share the experience that I had that maybe might be able to educate you. Now, I do want you to understand, you still need to do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions, because some of these things vary between different airlines. So check with your airline, the one that you're going to be flying on, and see if the rules and regulations apply. What I'll be talking about pretty much on today's episode will be mostly from the American Airlines perspective, because for the most part, that's who I'm rocking with. Once again, not a shameless plug. I don't necessarily get no residuals from them either, but that's just what they book me on. It just happens to be American every time I go someplace. So with that being said, I want to let you know that you do need to make sure when you are going that you do not go through security checkpoint with your firearm. Let me say that again. You don't go there and say, hey, look, I've done my homework. I got my stuff packaged. Let me go through the security checkpoint. You will see those little Ghostbuster signs with a firearm in the middle of it, letting you know you do not take a firearm this far. If you're going to declare, and if you're going to be traveling with a firearm, you need to declare that firearm. If you're going to declare that firearm, you need to go to the same when you're going to go buy a ticket to go fly. So you need to go directly to the counter. And when you're checking your baggage, you need to also let them know at that point in time, I am declaring a firearm with me. They're gonna give you some paperwork to fill out. It's really not that much. It really doesn't take much time at all. You're not even holding up the line behind you. You're basically signing a declaration, if you will. But once you fill it out, they'll sometimes will inspect, sometimes they won't. But I'll let you know what you need before you get there. One thing you need to do is make sure that you have your firearm packed in a good, hard plastic case that not only seals, but also, if you notice here, mine has holes to where it will take a lock. So this right here, it not only seals it, it's not only a hard case that seals it, but it actually will secure and it will lock. I'm going to come back to this very shortly. You need to do this. Some firearms that you purchase, I just went with a friend of mine, go purchase a firearm. He actually got a firearm, it was a SIG firearm, and the box that it came in was probably sufficient for it to be traveled in. So it depends. For some of you that you go get a firearm and it comes in a box, you can't roll like that. So it has to be in a hard box that does secure and that has a lock to it. So and for some of you, not a shameless plug, but there's certain times that if some of you that sign up for a specific kind of firearm insurance, and I implore you that if you're going to be doing this, just to err on the side of caution, I make sure that I have some kind of secondary insurance. So if something was to ever happen and I had to use my firearms in a real life scenario, that I'm not gonna feel like that I'm gonna be $1 million in a hole trying to find legal a representation for me to be able to get out of the predicament that I'm in. So that's the reason why I believe in making sure that you've got some. I'm not shouting anybody out. Once again, I don't get any residuals for it, but I do want to let you know, do your homework. Maybe I'll do a segment on different firearm insurances and going forward. Put that in the comment section if that's what you want. You want me to talk about different insurances? We'll go there too. But some of them will actually give you a case. If not, you can go to your bait and tackle shop. You can probably go to Walmart. It doesn't, and find a case that you can utilize to do this. Now, what I want you to understand is when you do this, right off the rip, before you start to put stuff in it, make sure that your firearm, and for my example, I'm actually using the CZP-10F. F is not for female, F is full size, but I'm utilizing this firearm to show you specifically. And the reason why I want to show you this one, my box is not really that big. However, I'm going to show you utilizing a full size firearm that is clear. So once again, first thing first, make sure that your firearm's clear, nothing in it, no magazine. So we have our firearm. Besides having a firearm, you have your magazine. My magazine is empty. Besides having my magazine is empty, it makes no sense for me to go and not have any ammunition. So find out whatever ammunition that you're going to use and make sure that you pack that. With this, you don't loosely pack ammunition into your case. It needs to be in any case. And the one thing that I realized worked better than most, the box that it came in, if it's still in its original container, you're probably pretty good. So keep it in the box that you bought your ammunition in, and you should be fine. Also, because it has locks, I have 2 locks that I made sure that were good enough to fly with, but so it will be able to lock my case up. And I want to show you the inside of this casing. So the inside of this casing is a nice cushion case where my firearm will go into. All of that will go into this case. So what I'm going to do is, in this small box, small plastic hard box, I'm going to, first thing first, I'm going to put in my CZP-10F. Probably not going to use that for concealed carry, but I sure do love CZ. I'm actually going to put my magazine inside. and you can put your magazine and ammo. Once again, it just has to be packaged separately, all into the same box. And once I do that, I can secure the box. When I go up and I fill out my paperwork, they're going to give me some documentation to put in, specifically American Airlines. Trying to figure out, when I flew, I had to fill out this, sign the declaration, and they wanted me to put this inside my case. So now, once I've got all of that done, I will load, and they've done their inspections. If they ask to inspect it, I will put this inside my case. It needs to be there before you walk away and leave this after declaration. I'll put this inside. The thing I'll do is I will secure the case and I will lock. One, lock. Two, keys on me. Lock case right there at the customer service counter. At this point in time, I can actually put this back into, if I had it into my other suitcase, seal my suitcase, they know it's in there, it goes on its merry way. Just for some of you, FYI, some people actually put like a business card on the outside of here, just in case there's ever any questions that come to that. But if they really open it up, they would see the declaration, they would see my information on there, or on me specifically, they would see the tag, because I usually put this inside my luggage. And then I would send this on its merry way. When I send this out and it goes out, I'm pretty much good to go. One thing that you have to watch out for is when you get to the state that you're going, when you get to your destination that you're going, because you might be going within the same state. Once you get to your destination, you will probably not pick up your firearm at the little carousel that everyone else is. You'll probably have to go to the security office for those that have like bigger things that they've shipped through, and you will pick it up at the security office. And when you pick it up, you'll show them your documentation. They'll give you your luggage with your firearm in it, and then you will be good to go. And basically, that's it. Now, let me give you a little extra tidbits that you might want to keep in mind when you're traveling with a firearm. Now, just because you might be in a state that that is constitutional carry, and you feel like that you can carry one, doesn't necessarily mean that is the laws or regulations where you're going. Just because you're in a state and you have in your possession a concealed carry or a wear and carry permit for the state that you're in, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have reciprocity in the other states. You may want to check the rules and regulations of the state that you're going to make sure that you're through. Because there are people that I've heard that you're good in your state, and you get to the other state, the next thing you know, law enforcement are asking you, what are you doing there? Because you don't have the rights to be able to do so. So personally, I have also an app that also helps me track where I have reciprocity. I also have a concealed carry permit for various states. So for most of the states in the 50 states, I'm pretty good to go. But I want you to understand, if you're going to be a good law-abiding citizen, make sure, if you don't do anything else, check the laws of where you're going. So number one, check the laws of your airline. Number two, make sure that you have all the tools that you need and you're following the rules of your airline. Number three, make sure that you are prepared when you go to your destination, that you can still apply by the rules and regulation of the destination that you're going to. All of these things are essential for you to be safe and making sure that you're doing things lawfully, abiding them in the state that you're in. It's very important. I want you to also, to encourage someone that may have said, hey, look, I want to do this, but I don't want the headache. I thought so too, but it has been relatively effortless for me. So I am thankful for somebody doing the same thing for me, showing me what I'm showing you today. So for anybody out there that says, hey, look, man, I've been thinking about going on vacation, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to be out there and not have the level of protection that I have when I'm at home. If you can, if you legally can carry a firearm, specifically in the Providence, in the state that you're going to, why not? Go ahead and do this. But make sure you check to make sure that you have the legal rights to be able to do so in the states that you're going to. So this is my edition of Bishop's Blast. I really wanted this to be real informative to you. Slow it down just a little bit so that you, yes, you will be able to feel that much more comfortable. If I have to go fly anywhere and I'm out of state, I don't necessarily have to feel out of pocket by not having my force mitigating tool with me, just in case something will go wrong. So I want to thank each and every one of you once again for continuing to tune in with me for Bishop's Blast. You know, I drop these on every Tuesday around 4 p.m. I know, sometimes I drag, maybe 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I am just overly elated for all of you to continue to rock with me as we go through my 2A journey, and so I'm having a blast doing so, i.e. that's why I call it Bishop's Blast. But thank you for tuning in with me to this edition of Bishop's Blast. Guess what? Next week, another one. So I want you to stay tuned. Be blessed.